Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. In this video, I will be presenting a study on simulation modeling, improving patient wait time in emergency department. My name is Ireen Munira Ibrahim from UiTM Perak Branch, Tapah Campus. This presentation is divided into 5 sections, which are introduction, motivation of the study, methodology, result and discussion, and lastly the conclusion. Okay, ED is one of the most critical departments in a hospital to serve patients in need 24 hours daily. It is a gateway to hospital admissions and treats any kinds of injuries and disease. However, long waiting time to wait for a treatment, especially hospital located in an urban area, may have led to dissatisfaction among patients and staffs on duty. This common problem faced by ED around the globe. Similarly, the green zone in emergency department of hospital under study also experiences the same dilemma, as it is one of the busiest public hospital in Selangor. The lengthy patients waiting time and overcrowdedness are the key problem befalling the green zone. As a result, the department failed to achieve its KPI on waiting period that is set to be below 180 minutes. Okay, generally, Malaysian Government Hospital, ED patients are classified into three triage categories based on emergency medicine and trauma service system, that is green, yellow and red. So green is for patient with non-critical cases, yellow is for patient with semi-critical cases, and the red zone for patient with critical cases. Patient arrive at the ED either by walk-in or ambulance mode. Those patients need to be attended by doctors within target time as stated by Ministry of Health MOH in 2009 as shown in the table. The arrival of patients are unscheduled and every single patient must be attended as required. So there is no such option as not to treat an arriving patient at ED. Patient tends to visit the public emergency department because they want to be served as soon as possible. So this factor might contribute to the increase of demand in emergency department. There are only 11 hospitals in Selangor to facilitate the patients. This situation gives pressure to ED management as they need to operate within limited resources. The shortage of resources will contribute to long waiting time and lengthy of stay in ED as patients must wait until the required resources are available. Okay, this will lead to overcrowding, dissatisfaction among patients, and increasing the resource utilization rate. So the utilization of doctors and nurses are usually high and almost fully utilized. So this situation creates exhaustion for the doctors and nurses, where there are times that they are unable even take a proper break. To simply overcome the problem, emergency department management can provide more resources by hiring more staff or increase number of beds, but the question is, does adding more resources will improve the ED's operation and reduce patient wait time or length of stay? If additional resources added to the system to solve the problem, it will automatically increasing the operating cost. So therefore, studying and analyzing the patient flow through ED is extremely important because it can help the ED management in decision process. This can be done by developing a model that can represent the real environment of emergency department, which that can be used to examine and to understand resource capacity, which can assist the management to make the right decision in order to improve the services as well as minimize the long waiting time and length of stay. The ED management needs to find a better approach that can be used to test number of alternative solutions for the possible improvement to meet their KPI. So in this study, we aims to modeling ED existing system by using discrete event simulation approach. So this is to aid the management to understand the flow of patient through the system, as well as identifying the bottlenecks to the system operations. So what if analysis will be performed and evaluated. So the ED management can evaluate the effect of those changes. So simulation approach, our methodology, simulation can be used to reduce chances of failure before an existing system is changed or a new system is built. So normally simulation is used to analyze how the resources allocation decision impact patients' experience in the emergency department. In this study, we used discrete event simulation techniques, one of the simulation technique, to model the ED operation because DES support animation and graphics visualization, which makes the DES is a right approach to easily communicate with healthcare management. Okay, in this study, there are many DES structure to construct simulation model as recommended by previous research. The similar steps involved in simulation modeling in this study are as follows. So the first one is problem definition. We identify the issues and what to achieve, the KPI. And then next step is data collection. So here we determine what kind of data that we need. For example, arrival time, service time, number of patients and resources involved. And then for model development, we use Arena simulation software 14.5 to develop the model. And after the model has been developed, we will go through the verification and validation process to ensure that the simulation model follows the exact operations of the ED. And then next is simulation run. The simulation model must be run for several replications to acquire the outputs. So the expected output is average patient waiting time, length of stay, and resource utilization rate. From the simulation output, the bottlenecks to the system can be identified, and what if analysis will be performed and evaluated. The suitable improvement will be suggested to the management. So here are the general flow of patients at green zone from the start to the end of the flow. Okay, so the patient either discharged or admitted. Based on the information from the ED managers, about 80% of green zone patient will be discharged. Only 2% of the patient will temporarily observe at yellow zone before being discharged. Okay, this is number of resources. Okay, number of resources for simulation model. Original model, simulation model, and then improvement model. So we add a few we do some modifications to the green zone based on the result of original model. We found that bottlenecks to the system is at X-ray room, and then consultation room, lab room, and then PTMO. Okay, so this is the bottlenecks of the system. So we suggest for improvement model, based on discussions with the ED management, we present and discuss the modifications, several modifications. So because only the ED management know their current available resources, so the improvement model is designed by adding resources to the current system where necessary at the bottlenecks. Okay, so here is the bottlenecks: X-ray, consultation room. So we add one more X-ray machine and operated by one additional MA, a medical assistant. And then for consultation room, we add another 3 medical officer. For lab, from 2 medical assistant, we add one more medical assistant in the lab. And then for PTMO is primary team of medical officer, which work together with MO to decide whether patient needs to be admitted, discharged, or need further investigation. Okay, so we add one more PTMO. So here are the result from the improvement model. So for X-ray room, from 44 minutes reduced to 33 minutes, and then for consultation room, from 126 minutes average reduced to 48 minutes average, and then for lab 43 minutes before, and then for current improvement model ni 15 minutes, and for PTMO from 109 reduced to 45 minutes. Okay, for resource utilization rate, so before and after improvement, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 row ni not involved, we not adding any resources here because it is within acceptable range of 70 to 80%. So we add for X-ray room, consultation room, lab and PTMO, the utilization rate before is 94, 92, 89 and 97. So it reduced to 65, 76, 78 and 77. Okay, so for average length of stay, original model 361.92 minutes, which is 6 hours. For improvement model, it reduced to 229.90 minutes, okay, which is 3 hours. So 36.48% reduction in average length of stay. The simulation model developed in this study has allowed the ED management to perform risk-free what-if analysis that can be used to reduce the total average patient waiting time as well as patient length of stay. At the same time, balance the resources utilization rate. The early result of the simulation model shows that the bottlenecks to the system is inadequate number of resources at the X-ray room, consultation rooms, blood test room, laboratory and PTMO. Based on such situation, the improvement scenarios were designed and proposed to the ED management. So the simulation improvement model has shown that human resources are critical resources that highly impacted the performance of the green zone. The total average patient's wait time, X-ray room, consultation room, lab and PTMO, patient length of stay reduced by 36.48%, as well as utilization rate of the resources have been reduced significantly. So even though the result have improved the system performance, there are still many limitations encountered due to the constraint involved. Many assumptions had to be made to reduce the complexity of the model development. Those will be included in the next phase of the study. That's all for today. Thank you so much.